Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video today. And this is Formula 1 career 2011 now, part number 20 of it as well. It's been a long time since I uploaded the 2010 series, and that's because I took a short break, made a few of these videos, and now we're getting straight into it now in 2011 in Australia, running on Legend AI throughout the whole of this series. So let's hope we can try and get back-to-back world championships. We do a 39.5 for our own lap in practice, which was last because everyone else did their laps on the dry tyres, I believe. So got so much to do in qualifying one today, and really try and push our way upwards and try and do the best we can for the team, because it's very crucial on this game to really get a good qualifying, because usually the air are a lot better in the race, so you have to maximise your race basically. Sorry, you're qualifying for the race as we are now. My throat's a bit sore as well, so I'm sorry if the commentary is a bit off, but I had to start this series off with a bang as we do 26.2 for opening lap in Q1, which in total was enough for P6, 6/10 off Webber, who was also on the prime tyres. So very good. There was some revision from this race last year. We won it from P8 on the grid, so that's how much the race really matters around here. The AI drop off a lot in the race, so I had to try and maximise as much as I can in qualifying to try and accelerate away in the race. And you know, it's quite difficult as well driving around the circuit. You know, a lot of slow speed zones where you can lose a little bit of time if you snatch a break or something on the lap. So we had to really be careful on this lap. But it looks like this lap was quite a quick one actually, as we come across the line at 24.8. Yes, it was a quick lap, and he got us first by 3/10 over our teammate Lewis Hamilton. So just a quick reminder, this is on Legend AI, so I haven't really changed it. I've kept it on Legend as we now onto our second lap. We cut the corner there atrociously, but we're just going to keep pressing on. We need this lap to be a stonker, so we just keep pressing on, keep pushing. And with the new Pirelli compounds as well, tyre wear is going to be a factor in this season, and also fuel as well. You get the little fuel icon as well on the right hand side, which I haven't got on the screen now. But as we come around the final corner and open the DRS, we do 24.2, 6/10 quicker than what we did in Q2. So I'm a little bit disappointed about our corner cut like there. We probably should have corrected it, but there's too much oversteer in the car, and that was enough to get us pole position twice in a row here. And sorry, not twice in a row, we didn't get pole last year, but also the pace was really evident around this track. Even if we did a 24.8, it still would have been good enough to get a pole position. So yeah, we've got a lot to do in the race if you're going to hold on, because I don't think the pace is a 24.2. I cut the corner there, so I think it's a little bit slower than that, about 4/10 I believe, that gain list because of the straight as well. We got a faster run in on the straight, but it's a one stop, stopping on lap 7 for a set of prime compound tyres. So yeah, let's go to the Australian Grand Prix.
Standing by.
Of course, we do have a 3-year deal with McLaren. Just putting out there, we have a deal until 2013, so I have to stay with this team to 2013. So that's basically what we've got to do. We've got to keep maximising our performances and get to 2013, and then see what's left in store for us for 2014. But the 5 red lights now coming on above, as you can see now that we actually have the graphic on this game, and it's lights out and away we go. Looks like it is a decent start over Alonso, but Alonso's getting it back in the second phase of the start, but heading to turn after leaving the space on the inside. We do indeed, and that is the lead of the Grand Prix for us. So we need to now accelerate away from the rest of the pack, try and build up a gap, do a Vettel in this opening stint as we lock up on the grass there. But we have to really accelerate away in this opening stint, and tyre wear will eventually come back to its own, and on the prime tyres we can save a little bit of fuel as well. But running wide everywhere, you know, I'm just testing the limits of the boundaries because of heavy fuel. It was really affecting the handling of the car, you know, on this game, and nothing happened in the entire first stint. We got quite a sizable gap over Massa. I believe it was Alonso who came in first though, who the gap was about 3 seconds. So coming into the pits at the end of this lap, then made it to lap 7, but our tyres really dropped off the cliff on this lap, so he couldn't do one more lap. Wasn't going to do one anyway as we come into the pits for a set of prime tyres, the medium compound tyres. White was being held for Massa in the pits. A little bit disappointed, but the pit stops in this game is a little bit better than the first game that I played on, which was F1 2010. So we should be okay for now as we're looking back on Massa so far. But yeah, we're in P2. Al is taking the lead, so we're not going to get a Grand Slam, which is, if you didn't know, lead every single lap, win the race, get a pole, and get the fastest lap as well at the same weekend. So we failed on that, but we did a 27.2 on the on this lap here as we try and push hard, but we get caught on the grass. A mistake there, some characteristics, and we lose the back end on the grass there, and lose the back end again on the second grass, and we're being overtaken by 4 cars, and that's what's down into 5th as we need to take out Hamilton as well. But that is very disappointing. We had the pace in this race to go and stomp it, we'll even accelerating away from the rest of the pack, and now we've gone and thrown it away like that. It's a bit disappointing, to be honest. So we have to keep our head down, keep pushing hard on the medium tyres, and see what the race comes of it. But yeah, a little bit disappointing with Rosberg as well behind. He could be possibly a threat at the back end of the race, but there's front wing flying, there's bits of carbon fibre all over the track, and there's Vettel who has no front wing. Unfortunately, we can't get a replay on board with Vettel because this game didn't have that back then, as we got 2 laps of fuel to really push on. But Sebastian Vettel is screwed up this race at the moment. He's got no front wing and going to have to limp it back to the pits, which will probably result in him not finishing in the top 10. Very disappointing for him as we get affected by the dirty air of our teammates in front of us. But we do purple sector 1, which is very good indeed. But really trying to go after Hamilton and Alonso, who actually got a jump by Massa. So the overcut is very powerful around here, like we saw in the 2017 race. Real life, well, I'm speaking as this is real life, but yeah, we're behind Hamilton. We need to try and get past him as soon as we can, because we need to really go and attack Alonso. As we then try and have a look down the inside, we got such a good run on Hamilton through that corner. We nearly passed him for P3 as we're going wheel to wheel now. Great action between the 2 teammates here as we now finally make the move on Lewis Hamilton. But this is just really my first race on this game. Really trying to get used to it as we are having a little look at Alonso. I was just trying to get used to the game once again, you know, starting off in Australia. As we were 26.6, that is a rapid lap time. It's talking about it's like nearly as quick as what we did in qualifying. We have buckets of fuel on board. So yeah, we are in now P2 with Massa just in front of us. Hopefully we can try and catch him as we run wide again. These haven't been made overtake, but Massa has lost his front wing on nothing. Massa's had a front wing failure here. He's lost his front wing over nothing, and that is the lead of the race for us then. So we're definitely not going to get the Grand Slam, but we've now taken the lead of the race, and Lewis Hamilton goes into second as well. So Massa has kicked his teammate in the foot there. As until lap 15, we'll lap in some back markers, but we get oversteer and run wide, and we have to really navigate our way through them. As we break a little bit early for that corner, didn't really want to run wide with grass on our tyres, and Hamilton then behind them both. This is very scrappy run for me as we then get a muddy understeer in that corner, and Hamilton gets us for P1. I was going to brake late there, but I didn't risk running to Hamilton and costing ourselves a 1-2. But Hamilton has got DRS as well. We've got a little bit of curves, so we just used up. But hopefully we can manage to change it to turn 1. I had a look, but I thought better of it than rather than go diving down the inside and hit Hamilton, who then concedes a low position for Alonso and Rosberg. Just let him through, let him have the lead for a little bit longer as we nearly lock up into the back of Hamilton. We lock up, but not that far as we didn't go into Lewis Hamilton's rear diffuser. We need to really start thinking about this now. We need to get past the McLaren driver, our teammate. There's his back markers coming up in front. I don't want to leave it too late either, because Lewis Hamilton might be a championship threat at the end of this race. But then we pass them both. D'Ambrosio holds up Hamilton. We go right around the outside of them both, and that is a ticket into the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. So what we have to do now is just keep our head on the race and just try and save the fuel as well. I believe we were on optimal or something, so we had to really save fuel. And then we're setting purple sectors yet still. But Lewis Hamilton, you see the yellow dot, has made a terrible mistake and has actually got puncture and is retired from the race. I can tell you that for now. So disappointment there for McLaren. A 1-2 has gone out the window. Alonso will come in for second, and Rosberg will get a podium in the end. He's come out of nowhere this race, Rosberg. He was in like in 6th. And then with all the explosions going on in front of him, he's found his way up into third because 3 cars were off. But we're going to come across the line anyway. And some weird new Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne. Well, Rosberg's got second then from Alonso. He must have overtaken him on the run up to the line. So Rosberg's nicked second off Alonso, while Heidfeld, Schumacher, Alderweireld, Perez, Buemi, Durst and Kobayashi ran out the top 10. So a very mixed up grid then in this Grand Prix. Sorry, the mixed up race results. Alderweireld up in 6th is my biggest head scratcher, with Rosberg second, Alonso third. Hopefully though, it is not that big for the race, like for the championship. Hopefully that's not the gaps. But yeah, you can see the standings here. We are leading. It's basically the same as the race, basically. But here is the main one. Mercedes with 28 points. We are on 25, ahead of Ferrari by 10 points after Alonso got that all-important position. And then onto our race, or stats as it were. We've left 524 laps, which is quite a lot. But if you have enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for new, and I'll see you guys next time.